I'm going to tell you that you have to take full responsibility for yourself. We all agree on that. But I'm also going to say you'll have to take full responsibility for every single person on this planet. And if we discover a few beings on some other planet, you and I might have to take responsibility for them as well. What do I mean by that? Recognize, as much as you're an individual, we don't live in an isolated world. Everyone and anyone influences our lives at some level. They make these movies where they show some event happens and how it has like a domino effect and it impacts on you. Okay? People on the stock market say, if America sneezes, the rest of the world gets a cold. Okay? So various ways. If they say the butterfly flutters its wings in the United States, there's a typhoon in China. So it's amazing how you and I might get impacted. And therefore, we have to, at some level, take responsibility. But there's a key difference between responsibility and control. Control is within the mind. You can control certain things at certain times. You can control logically and rationally particular situations. In your workspace, hopefully 99% of the problems are logical and rational. There's facts and figures which you adhere to, and you control the situation. There's a huge part where you cannot control. That is when it comes to emotions. Or that is, for example, if as much as you have a 5-year-old, you can control them, but when they're 25, probably impossible to control them. Why? They have a mind of their own, they have their own emotions. How do you then take responsibility? Be wary. What we do is, as much as you say you take responsibility for others, we then take on the emotional load, and that's where the challenge comes. So example I use is one of where you are walking along, and what we do is we take on other people's baggage. Okay? On the plane, they allow you 20 kilos of baggage, but what we do is we take on baggage to the point where it becomes over those 20 kilos, right? They will not allow you on the plane, but we carry on through life. And we take on this weight, this burden, and we just get heavier and heavier, and our shoulders do, and we cannot continue with life. Okay? Now, I'll share with you a story of my guru who gets, during his lifetime, he got 750,000 letters. And it was about problems, issues, challenges, obstacles, and some of them you probably, definitely as a psychiatrist, you probably look, geez, what do I tell this person, right? And yet he would offer, I won't use words, solutions and compassion, all right? But what was fascinating, they asked him, how do you deal with the stress of all these letters, of people's responsibility? As much as he wrote a letter back, in reply, he would follow up, he would ask, he would deal with the situation completely. And he says, as much as you carry that bucket of water on your head, he has dived into the ocean of water. He's surrounded by tons of water, but he's absolutely light. What he does not carry the emotional load. What you and I do is like Atlas, we carry the world on our shoulders. We feel we are responsible because we feel we're in control. We take on the emotional burden. If people project hopelessness on us, we feel frustrated and angry because we're not, or even yes, sometimes angry, as much as we feel overwhelmed because we cannot deal with the situation. There again, it brings up the statement, do your best, your absolute best, but let the universe take care of the rest. Do your best and leave the rest. Go into the situation completely authentically, with full thought, feeling, action, and let the outcome be what the outcome's supposed to be. If you've done your best, the outcome will be whatever it's meant to be. We take on responsibility for the outcome, but unless you have a ticket with a relationship or a contract with someone up there, if you believe there's someone up there or someone down there, or you feel it's some external force, you and I cannot control the outcome. People will do what they want to do and be and wish to do, in spite of what you may say. As the common cliche goes, you can lead the horse to water, they have to decide to drink or not. So you go in there authentically, you go in there full extent, as in bring yourself to the party in terms of thought, feeling, action, but you may not be able to fundamentally determine the destiny, the consequence of what someone has done. So when you take responsibility, you give your best advice, but you cannot take responsibility for others. When they're younger, yes, you can determine, you can control their space, you can control the environment they live in. But as we grow older, and as they're growing, they're getting stimulation from all over the world. And you cannot, as much as you share with them wisdom, you cannot shift them if they choose not to shift. You possibly, in fact, in order to change others, you have to meet them where they're at, first of all, show them absolute compassion, kindness, and then maybe based on love, they will shift for you. But if you approach them with logic and rationality, most people are not interested. So again, be wary. People will behave. Be aware. People will behave as they wish to. And yet you do your absolute best for them. In fact, if you're not attached to the outcome, it gives you maybe even a joy, a pleasure to do your absolute best. Give your best advice. Put your best foot forward in an endeavor to assist. Yet they will make a decision that may be completely independent of what you've offered. And you still allow it to be. And let it be. And that way you are in a space of being.